Let's take a look at the journalism project, our final project, and what it entails. So here is a long list that you'll find posted with the syllabus about all of the pieces of the project and the various assignments that we'll do during this course. It seems like a lot, but they're really many small chunks. So basically, one of the first things we'll do, generate some project ideas and then narrow that down very quickly to the project you're going to work on. We'll have weekly reporting logs, which really are just about keeping track of what you've done and where you are and what you need to get done to move forward quickly with the project. A source diversity plan, where we're looking at who our sources are and are we hearing all of the multiple voices that need to have a voice in this story. Your professional portfolio is a part of this class, but really the main element of that portfolio should be the project for this class. There's an exit exam, which is a graduation requirement, sort of an exit survey, and then your final project, really all of this leading to the final project, which consists of at least 4 interviews. And when I say at least, you easily may have to do 10 or 20 interviews to really get a solid handle on your project and then determine which voices you use in the story. There will be data for context in the story. That's a requirement. Each project, each story must have photos, video, and at least one graphic. And we will definitely go into more detail on all of those elements as we move forward. There are going to be drafts submitted. We'll do some peer editing and some fact checking. And then you'll publish your project. Very important. You'll publish your project on its own website or on your portfolio, professional portfolio website. So everybody you talk to, everybody you interview must be told this project is for publication. The final edits will be due after you receive extensive feedback from me. So I will give you extensive feedback and then you'll update your project one more time. That's pretty much the course in a nutshell. I've got a number of past projects posted for you, and so one of the first things we will do, in fact, right now, is take a look at some of those projects, and you'll post some comments and interpretation on the Facebook group. So I want you to get some inspiration from some of the past projects, look at what you think was well done, look at where you think there might have been some shortcomings or some things that could have been improved upon, and just get some ideas for what you might want to do. And these are posted in tracks in assignment details. On Facebook, when you post, I'm going to have you post about a project that you liked or something you think that you could have been handled a little differently, something that might give you an idea of where you want to go on the project. You might read this project, for example, about disabled outdoorsmen. Now that may not be the project you want to do, of course, that project's been done, but it may give you an idea of something that's sort of off in a different direction. You can just get inspiration from reading other people's work. So how are you going to pick your project idea? Well, think about it like this, right? So think about what your professional portfolio should contain so that when you move forward after graduation and are trying to get that first job, in whatever field you're looking at, what will it be helpful for you to have in your portfolio? What do you want to showcase? So think about what you might be missing from your portfolio. Do you have enough visuals? Should you do more video? Should you do more graphics or interactive graphics? What do you want to be able to showcase? And then think about what your goal is for the semester. You know, where are you headed after this? This is a project for this class, but it's really a project for you, and it's something that's going to really highlight your skills and abilities. I've got a number of project ideas, potential ideas listed on a Pinterest board for you, so I try to keep some things on here when I see something that I think might be of interest. These are obviously stories that have been done, but there often is sort of a local angle to these stories, or even just something that might make you think, oh, I've read this, what about another angle on that topic? So a number of them listed here, and this is also linked on tracks for you. And you know those emails that you ignore that come all the time from, campus officials? Sometimes there are good ideas in there. So take a moment, especially in the next couple of weeks, to read some of those emails and see if you find any inspiration. And as you think about your final project, remember that data will be a part of it. Some of this may be, you may do an entire data project, but it may just be a paragraph of how data adds context to your story. So I've got some required reading and some resources that are just examples that might give you some inspiration. So those are on tracks. One of the things we have is we have San Marcos police logs from 2011 to 2015, and actually we may soon have the 2016 through 18 data. So we've got a lot of all the police calls, right, for every year in San Marcos. That might be something you might like to work with. We've also got the Texas Department of Criminal Justice inmate database for a number of years. So that might be something that interests you. Just looking at stories that have been done in the past. So for example, this story about sexual assault audits and how thousands of rape kits have gone untested. So looking at this story in the Statesman and seeing what follow-up might be done with this. So there's plenty of data to go along with this. There are resources, most weeks in the University Star, in other publications. So just check that stuff out. Stay sort of currently, stay up to date with what's going on, and that'll give you some inspiration. If you think about once you get your topic, you'll want to stay on top of that issue, right? So if you're doing something with immigration, you're going to want to make sure that you're plugged into what's happening with immigration so that you know where your project needs to go. And just on the website, sometimes on the Texas State website, you can find interesting pieces that you might want to follow up. So for example, there's a undocumented DACA student resource page, and it lists some things on it, but it really hasn't been updated in a while. So it sort of makes me wonder, like, what's going on with this? So just sometimes it's checking around on things like that that could actually result in an entire project. There was a campus climate survey done a little bit ago, so 2017. It resulted in some interesting information about how students feel about their physical and psychological safety. That's got some potential for a project, absolutely. And this is the way I feel about ideas. There really are no bad ideas. It's just that some ideas just don't work out for a variety of reasons. So we will try to work through that in class, and I am here to be a resource for you, and so are your classmates. So this is what your project will be by the time we're finished with this class.